Hey everyone, Key of W here with Islands of Insight doing some Ascension Grids. I don't know if I feel like doing a 5-star today. The last thing I did was a bunch of really tricky puzzles, so I'm going to do some slightly easier ones here. Like this 1-star puzzle, where all we have to worry about is the size of the regions. Well that can't happen, so we know that much. This would force us to do that. I'm just trying something out. Oops, wrong button. Okay, I don't know if that's useful. Right, if that's the light cell. If that's a dark cell. Let's see, if we did it this way, we would have to block both of these. We can't move that way, so we do have to move up once at least here. That means we do have to block this one. So it's either that or that. Or both. The 9 can connect to the 7. This can't go all the way that way. In fact, this can't connect to the 5 because then we will definitely overload it. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have to go up that far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have to go at least that far. 4, 5, 6, 7. So these 4, we can do 3 of them. So it's gonna connect to this somehow. Okay, so I see 4 and it's connected to 5, which means that if I do this, I see 4, but it is connected currently to 7. I need that this 7 can only not see 2 of the white cells in its container, which means it has to be this one connected to the 9, which means it doesn't see this cell or that cell. And then it has to be 1 or 2 of these 3 here. It can't be this direction. It has to be like this, which means that has to be the 7. This 9 has to be complete. The 5 has to be these, I think. Well, it's got to go up this way at least. Means the 3 is this way. Yeah. Cool. Okay. No, it has to be one long path with no branching path. One symbol per dark area. No 2 dark areas of the same shape and size. So how do we do this? One symbol per dark areas, whatever. If I made this the thing, what would I do to force... I could do... I could do this. And then I would be stuck here. Hold on. If I made this a dark cell, I made this a light cell, I would have to bring around this direction. If I did this, we'd be stuck here. So this would have to be a dark cell, meaning I would be stuck. So this has to be a dark cell here. And if I made... That means both of these has to be light cells, so only one of these 2, which means these are all dark cells, which means these are all dark cells. So we probably need to block it here, though, which means we probably need to do it this way. I see what the trick is. Thank you. Okay. Alright. So if we block it, but we do it... We can't do it this. We can't connect these here. This has to connect. I'd have to connect it this way. It's the same shape. If I were to do this here... I would end up with the same shape. Is there another... If I put this cell here, I could block like so. I could do it this way. There we go. That's good. Don't make squares. Connect all dark cells. All light regions have area 4. This would be a problem because we have to connect all dark cells. I can't do that. That would overload, so that's done. Connect all dark cells. If we had this, we'd have to make... That's fine. This was a dark cell. Have to connect. Yeah, okay, so no to that. So there's got to be this one. All right. Don't know what I'm doing over here. If this is a light cell... If this is a light cell, though, we'd have to... So that is a dark cell. Don't know what is supposed to happen here. Okay. Let's get rid of these for a second. If this were the case, I could do it. No, I'd have to do... How do you get this to not be... Hold on. If we have to... Okay, we're gonna go back. My brain hurts. That has to be dark cell. This has to be a light cell. No dark squares. That has to escape. We cannot make more than 4 per light area. That's gotta come out. That's gotta come out. So if we made this a dark cell, we have to bring this out, we have to block these. This would have to be light. We'd have to make this, we'd have to make that. Okay, so it is light cell there, which means that's complete. This is almost done. We have to block these. If this was a light cell, where we put it, so this is a dark cell. That can't be it. Because no matter what, we have a light or square or a dark square. There's no way out of this. Right? No. This is one way we can get out of it. Oops, other way around. There. Okay, I just needed to start over and get a blank slate on that one. Don't know why it was so difficult for me. Let's grab a 1-star piece over here. Connect all dark cells. Great. Well, this can't be here because then we would be stuck. So these are both light. If this were a dark cell, what would we see? It's fine. If this is light, no, then we can't connect this. This is dark. It's light. If this is... This can be light, but then we'd have to make all of this light. So that's going to be dark. This could be dark, or it could be light, which would force this to be light as well, and that. So I don't think so. I don't think this is what's going to happen here. This would also be dark. That would be light. This would be dark. No? Well, I know this can't be light here, because then we'd be forced to make all dark. So that's got to be dark. But if this is dark, we have to fill it in. This would have to be light. We'd have to do this, but then we would be in trouble here. So this has to be light, which means what? That, which means this still has to be light. Can't go here. That's overloading. Okay, hold on a second. It's got to be that. This has to be dark. This can't be light. Well, it could if we did it this way. But then there's nothing... Well, they don't have to both be the same color. They can be like this, I think. Yeah, that's how we can do this. Just not both of these be the same color. That's got to be light. One of these two, so both of those are dark. This is good. Or we can do it this... No, we can't do it that way, so it is going to be here. I think this also has to be... like so. That's how we do it. Cool. One more. Let's do a 2-star puzzle up here. Connect all dark and all light cells. No cross pattern? Like that. That's an interesting pattern to avoid. Guess it might constrict us here. So we can't go this far unless we also... If we went this far... Well, we can't go this far. So this is the furthest we can go out this way. Which if we do, we can only go... We couldn't go here. We'd have to go up and down. So either we go 2 this way or 2 this way, which means we have to find 6 going up and down. So the maximum is this. And then we can't do all of that, right? That's fine. This is also fine. Figuring out this cross rule is going to be interesting. So I can't bring this too far this way. I can't bring this too far that way. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So how do I do it without doing a cross section? I could do it this way. In fact, this is the only way to do it. Right? Because if I were to bring this piece out, I have to go both of these directions, which would force me to be out of space. So this is the only way to do the 8. The 3 is now complete. Connect dark and light. I can do as much as I want with squares. I can't have checkerboards, so that's the thing. This has to move this direction at least once. So now the 9 is restricted quite a bit. So either goes 1 this way, or it could go 2 this direction. How about this 8? Can only go that far. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So that's 7. So the only way to get 8 is to go this far, and then pick this, or that, or that. But I can't do all of those. But I do have to go this direction. That would make a cross shape, so we're done there. This is an interesting one. Now, if I didn't connect the 9 up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would not even have enough space. No, I would. I would have exactly enough space. Okay, so I don't have to connect this 9 to these white cells here. Are there any other cross shapes I'm in danger of creating? Doesn't look like it. 9. Well, this has to connect, actually, so... Let's see. if this did connect, right? It doesn't have to. If this was black, we would be... Actually, if this does connect, we have to bring this all the way down. So is there any way this goes to the right? Because we can't connect all the way, so to force... Yeah, I don't think this goes to the right. I think we do, in fact, have to bring it the other way around. Could be straight up and down. Without branching off at all. This is possible. This can only go one space there, but it can go all 5 this way. And move down here quite a bit. If it went this way, we would be forced to block it here. Which means it does have to move 1 to the left. It can still be like this, though. Right, because this is the first... If it goes down, though, it has to move there. Is there any way it doesn't move down? That's possible. Is there any way it doesn't move to the right? Or it doesn't move... yeah. Is there any way it doesn't move left? It doesn't move left. No, it has to move. Is there any way it doesn't move right? Did I already do that? I'd have to do this. We'd have to move 1 more. Oh, is there any way this doesn't connect? No, it connects. So, anyway. This will be forced. That's fine. But if it does go... right, you would be forced... this would not work to connect all light and dark cells, though. So I think we do need to move it up like so. So this is how we do the 5. Still make the 8 without that. You can also see where the dangerous checkerboard's appearing. Like, we can't do that. Not if we're connecting dark and light cells. Well, now this 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. It's got to go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we only know it goes this far. One of these two. What's next here? Well, if I did this, if I made this a dark cell, we would be forced to do this move and then this one, which would overload us. So we can't block this. That's got to be one of them. So one of these two moves. Now, if we did this as the move, we're still fine. Hold on. This makes it cross, so we actually do it to block it here. Right? Yeah, we have to block that. Could go... no. So... that's there. If I made this the move, that the move, It doesn't tell me much. Don't know why I would care about this move yet. Maybe it has to do with making sure the 9 doesn't see too far. Can't block both of those, but I can't have both. I could have both of these. 2, 3, 4. How far can I take this? I can take this pretty far. If I had this piece here, though, black cells would have to escape this direction, which would mean I don't really have a great way for the 9s to escape. Yeah, I'm out. So the 5 actually can't extend to here. So it does need to be blocked, in which case it has to extend at least this far. I can still make this work just with this, but not with both. Well, this is as far as this goes. So I can't block that or that. So actually all of those have to be white. But I can still go out this way. So anyway, that's white? Yeah, that's probably fine. That's gotta go. 5, 6, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, fine. Okay. Okay, that's got to be black because this has to escape. Any other cross patterns I'm in danger of making? Any other things like that I've got to connect? No checkerboards. Hold on, if I made this a dark cell, we have to imagine this is dark. That can't be a dark cell, this has to be a light cell, which means we do have to go this way. I can't connect both of those now, so I have to connect it here. We have to connect these through, and this has to escape, right? I don't know. Actually, hold on, they can escape up the top there. So we could block it off here just fine. This has to go. That's gotta go. Either of this could work. This would force both of these moves, which I think is fine. No checkerboards, no crosses. If I did it this way, no, we have to block it here. That's how we do it. That's a fun one. It's kind of tricky to understand what you're doing. Let's head down and do some non-preset puzzles, I guess? I don't know. I'm actually not planning on doing a ton of these. I'm planning mostly... that one's already been touched, I think, yeah. And heading to the Lost Grids and doing that right now, while I'm sort of in the mood for doing this type of puzzle. Letters, that's all we gotta worry about. A definitely has to connect. C's gotta escape. B's gotta escape. Hit the Lost Grids is the plan for now. Not really worry about the randomized puzzles here. We'll get them another time. Alright. 37, but we don't want to make 4 in a row. And no dominoes. So this could work, for instance. I can have white cells that aren't connected to dark cells. So this is for 7 by 7 is 49. So I need to make 12 dominoes. Or not 12 dominoes, 12 dark cells. So if I did this set here, I would have to make these. If I put one here, I would have to do quite a bit. Now let's make these out. This counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can only waste 5 more pieces. Ah, we're in trouble there. So if I made this a domino, or a dark cell, I would have to do this. I could do it this way. This is total like guess land. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Got 32. If I make these, I have 36, and then I put 1 and 1. 1 and 1 other side. There we go. That's how you get it done. That's why you trust me to do the job. Okay, well that's how that's going to go. All dark regions of area 5. Okay. How about on this side? It's a little trickier on this side. All dark regions of area 5. I can put this here or there. If I did it here, we'd have to do it this way, which is fine. Now over here, one of these doesn't have... Like, if we imagine this is the light cell, we would be in trouble. So that's a dark cell. Now if we imagine this is the light cell, we're also in trouble. So if we imagine that's the light cell, this is going to have to connect there. We're in trouble. So this is dark. Now if we imagine that's the light cell, yep, so we're going to do it this way. No, that's not right either. Okay, what have I done wrong? If we blocked this here, how would we make this work? This way? No, I guess I just guessed wrong on the other thing. Yeah, that's fine. They're barely any different. They're barely any different. That's weird. It's clever. It's clever, though. All dark regions of area 2. Okay. I can figure it out from here? Well, if I did it this way, I would be fine. No, I wouldn't. So this has to be a dark cell. Now if we imagine it was like this, we would be in trouble, so it has to be like this. Are we just gonna make some kind of weird spiral here? Probably not. These cannot connect to each other. That can't connect, so we just block these in. That should be fine. How about you? Don't make... Okay, so one long continuous snake of dark cells, but we want to connect dark and light. We know squares with light cells. So if I did... This is a dark cell. This is fine. If it's a light cell, it's also fine. It's only a 4 difficulty. Let's try, if this is light, this would have to be light. This is dark, that should be dark. This is dark, though. This has to be dark, and these would have to be light, which would force us to make this move. I don't know what we do else otherwise. This is fine. This is fine. Well, if we did it this way, though, we would be forced to not have squares. So we would have to do like this kind of thing. We have to have them all connected, though. It's light. Have to do this. Okay, is this working? This has to be light, so no, this doesn't work. I think this has to be dark. And we have to go this way. Does this work? No, because we would need to put a dark cell here. We'd have dead ends. This seems wrong. Okay, well, let's take a look at this then. If I make this dark, these would have to be dark, which means these would have to be light, which means these would all be light. In fact, we can just look at this one, because we can't make that pattern, so this does have to be light. Which means this could be light? But we'd have to make all those light, so no. So these are dark. Oops. I mean, these are dark. Like so. Which means this is light. I think this is the way, but this would have to be like this. I think we'd be fine. Yeah, that's how you do it. Don't know why that one was so tricky for me, but it was actually kind of cool. I like that puzzle. 4s. Oh, one symbol per light area, so there you go. Connect all dark cells. I think that's forced. Any other tricks up your sleeve? Okay. That one wasn't super interesting. All dark regions of area 3. That's nice. That means it's this. Galaxies are centers of rotational symmetry. This or that is fine. We do have to block these off. Now we can't let that connect, or that? No, that can connect fine. That can't connect. These have to be blocked. If this is the case, we're in trouble, because you have to make 4, so this has to be white. I can see why, like, it's all lost grids that have this trick of the spiral on the seam between cells. I can see why that's the case. This can't be dark because it'd overload. This can't be dark because it'd overload. This could be dark just fine. That can't be light, actually, so no. These all have to be... But I can't make these dark. They have to be light. I can't connect that. I can't connect these. What? Okay. Then what is this? Okay, did I do something wrong at the beginning? You can't have two like this because spirals can only be on separate colors. You can't have two spirals in the same segment. It's impossible. They'll kill you if you do that. This has to be a 3. That is forced, which means this is forced all down here. Means this can't be connected. These can't be dark because everything is going to overload the cell. So it has to be white, which can't connect here, which means we can't connect there. So what on earth is happening? Can you make these? This can't work. This should immediately be marked as wrong. It would have to be. Yeah, no matter what, you'd be stuck doing that. So this has to be a dark cell. This can't be that. Which means we have to do this. Means we have to do this. Can't connect these. We can't connect to here. Okay, fine. Just let me get... Oh, you can do this. This is not cool. This isn't cool. Sorry. No, no. I don't like this. I don't like this. There's no wonder that this game took this out. No wonder this was taken out as a puzzle mechanic. This is not good. This is bad. This is bad. Bad puzzle design. Now I've got to basically just trial and error it, figure out what's allowed. There's a reason why that was cut from the game. That's not something that's fun to do. Okay, we just don't make squares. So we can't do that. We can do this, we can do this, we can do that. Here. Connect all dark cells, though. Gotta bring this 4 down. Which means we could bring this one up. Bringing this up, though, would be bad, because then we wouldn't be able to connect all dark cells. So there's got to be at least one dark cell in here, which means there's one there. Which means we do have to go up this way. And we immediately lose. So why is that? I can't connect any of these 4s to each other. I can connect this 4, actually. I could do it this way. That way I can get these 4s out. I can't make a square. I could make it like this. There we go. Alright, can't do that. What? Don't make that pattern. Okay. Does that mean we have to do it like this? Yeah, that's not really interesting. Don't make whatever that pattern is. So this diagonally can't be white. So the faraway diagonals have to be the same color as the one that you see. Okay. That's really annoying. This has to be white then. This has to be white. That's got to be dark. That's got to be dark. That's got to be white. That's gotta be white. That's gotta be white. This can't be, because that would be blocking. So we got a square. That means that's gotta be white. This has to be dark. This is irritating. That's gotta be dark, so we got this. That's gotta be dark. That's gotta be white. Okay. Don't make diagonal. You'd have to do that. If I did this... Yeah, this has to be a dark cell. And we can't put dark cells anywhere near each other. So if this was the case, that'd be fine. This would also be fine. We just can't make diagonals. We can make straight lines like this. This would overload, so we have to block these. This would overload, so we gotta block these. Which means this does have to be nothing. What did I do wrong? Oh, because it's just diagonals. We can have a dark cell here. That's why. Overload. Those gotta be... Yeah. So, either one of these is fine. Now, this would force diagonals, so it is dark. Here. No diagonals means we gotta do this. Let's overload. Oh. That's gotta go. No diagonals means it's a straight line. No diagonals. This would not be good. That's gonna overload. Yeah, we got some just weird pattern puzzles that don't really do a lot for me. Okay. Confusing letters and numbers. Exactly one symbol per light area. Don't make black squares, but connect all dark cells. The letters don't seem to repeat, so they're all their own separate thing. So this is as far as this can go. The J can only be these 4 cells. No squares here means somebody's got to get in this area. Now, if I did this, that's fine. Or I could do it this way. Not sure which is better. If I moved this up, we would be forced out this direction. I don't know if that's right, though. It's just guessing. Where can the 4 go? The 4 can only go in these spots. The 5 can only go in these spots, so that's probably a place to start. I gotta have these escape. Dark cell by corner rule. Now the 4 has to be these cells. Nothing says the D can't just be blocked in. Same with the E. That's gotta be corner rule. This is the most we can do with the B. In fact, the B goes up here at all. The black cells would have to go through... Actually, there's no way we can go through this set. So if we do this, we're always going to block the 2s. So this has to go through here. Either through there or through there. Which means we do have these finished. This can go here or around this way. Actually, this has to go either up or down, but not both, which means it goes out this direction. This can't be a light cell, it's a dark cell. It has to escape. Means we have this going on. This, or not still. all of this down here has to escape through this part. Can't have squares, which is why we do this. Anyway, that's white. Yeah, this is gonna do just fine. Like, no, this isn't right. I think that's gotta be a dark squall. So, if we made this, if we made it like this, we'd have to break through here. So that means this is in fact how we do it. And we cut through this direction. No? Cut through here. We cut this way. And then we cut through there. Good one. Good puzzle. 5 stars. Okay, everything's off by 1. Great, thank you. This can't connect to the 3. These all have to be different. These do have to escape. The 5 at minimum is 4. 4 at minimum is 3. So this could happen. This could happen just fine. Don't make that pattern? Okay. That rule only seemed to exist to fix an error with the puzzle. Connect to light cells, no squares. So there has to be 9. Like, this is too many. What if I went around? No, I've got to get to this other side without letting a square exist here. This is a 9, but we have so many squares. This is no squares, but it's more than 9. Is there... How do I fix this? It's 8. Like, I can't have this connecting all light cells. So, if I were to just get these. There, that's how you do it. That's it. That's it. That's a good one. That's a nice simple puzzle. That really stretches the brain. Don't make squares. Okay, well that's a square. That's squares. That's squares here, and there, and there. Is this going to spell a word? This is going to spell a word. Here. Connect all light cells. And all dark cells. No squares means we have to do this, at least. Yin Yang was the word it was spelling to start with, but it is no longer going to spell that. No squares here. This has to come out. This has to escape. other spots. There's got to be white cells in here somewhere. We're not sure how yet. Actually, yeah, they have to come through here. What's happening over here? Would have to be all around the edge. Okay, I just did something weird in here I didn't realize. A couple more. Connect all dark cells, one symbol per light area. Then we have to do this. No squares. So I think we have to have this going on. How would we make this work out? I guess it's because it's symmetrical in this direction. Like, we can do it this way. No squares, thank you. There we go. Connect all light cells means this has to be a dark cell. This could go there. Don't know. If I made this a light cell, though, we would be forced to do it this way. We'd be stuck. So I would have to do dark cell. What if this was a light cell? That's fine. If this is a dark cell, we're in trouble. So this has to be light. Like so. Okay. Not too bad. Anything else on this level? Grab a couple more and then be done. Don't make this pattern, so straight or rectangles for good old black cells. Okay. Alright. How about you? Let's do this puzzle. All numbers are off by 1. Connect all dark cells. Okay. I could just do this. This one has to at least go down this far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could block this. We could block it at any point. We just can't block it both of them. Actually, I'm sure there's got to be dark cells over here, which means we do have to bring it through. Which means we have to go at least this far. Yeah. 3 out of 7 means we can only go that far. So we have to go at least that far. Connect all light cells. That's done. That's done. Okay. Just got area numbers. Last one, let's do a real puzzle. Let's do this one. Connected to SOPFHIA, Sophia. Somebody named Sophia. Either Sophia made this or somebody has the hots for Sophia. Connect dark and light cells. So this has to be light. There's no getting around it. That's gotta go. Either one of these could go. Just gonna see. That'll overload. It's gonna be dark. Connect dark cells means we do have to fill that in. That's gotta go up at least once. This has to go up at least one more. Out overload. That's gotta go there. Out overload. I think this is gonna overload. It's gonna be dark. This would be a problem, so. Not an obvious problem with this. Well, there would be here if I did this. I would have to connect it with 3. So this has to be light as well. Actually, this has to come out of it. It can connect here, or it can come all the way. Actually, this has to go all the way through here. That's got to go at least one space there. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could do this, but then I would have to go there. That's fine. If I put, yeah, this does have to go. This could connect to the 8, but it would have to be blocked here. That can't go all the way there. 2, 4. This can connect to the 9, right? Like, we could do it that way. This is possible? Yeah, it's possible. I'd prefer not to guess what the next move is. I'd prefer to know it. Now, if I'd made this a white cell, this being white would force that. So it would have to go down, which would force this move. And now, to avoid a checkerboard situation, we would do this. Which means we would have to connect, and we'd be stuck. So, therefore, that's a dark cell. Which means this does connect to the 8. And then it connects up this direction. This would be a problem, so I think it actually has to go, like, here. Connecting to make sure the 5 sees 5, but also can connect to everything else. Let's see. Can't go all the way over here, but for sure... hold on, this already has 8? Okay, so we'll block it off. What's the difference here? Seems fine. I don't know which one I'd pick down there yet. this is like the safest way to get pieces through, but then, I see, it's got to connect to the top up somehow. So actually, this can't connect all the way over there. This can only go this far, which means it does have to go at least one space there. Doesn't really help. If it doesn't connect, actually, can it not connect either of these? No. So, one of these two, both of these have to be dark cells, which means that does connect. This has to go one space down, which means this is how it is complete over here. Which is going to finish us off up there. So these white cells do have to escape through here, so we do have to open it up that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. This can all be, or they can be all. This can't be. That's as far as we can go. This 3, that can't be there, so yeah, we do have to bring it up. Yeah. Cool puzzle. I'm going to stop there. Thanks everyone for watching. This has been Key of W. You've been watching islandsofinsight.tv. I'll see you all the next time around. Bye.